Hey guys, it's Rushy here. How are you all doing? Welcome back to the channel. This is a weird video, man. This is a really weird introduction, really weird video, because I probably shouldn't say a lot of what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say it anyway because I've left little messages here and there, little comments and all sorts of posts up about stuff that's going on. And you know, I know a lot of you guys are here just for Street Fighter. You're just here for Ken stuff, and I mentioned in the previous video that I'm not really a Ken player anymore. Let's just be straight up with what's going on. I am not really doing too well, just generally across the board. Nothing seems to be going right for me, and I've been playing this game. When I first started playing this game, there was just me, my wife, and we had one kid, and we had twins, which I mentioned on the channel. And I remember there's one comment that stood out. So many things have happened on this channel that I remember at different points in my life, because this has been like a 4 or 5 year grind now. I remember one guy saying to me, considering you've given news about having twins, and it was a channel update I think I did, he said, you seem really miserable, man. And I think that's where a lot of things were never great to begin with anyway, because I wasn't happy in my career, as I mentioned, and you know, life's always stressful. It doesn't matter where you are in life. I look back at my life 5 years ago, and it's so much more simple than it is now. But back then, I was mentally struggling. The struggles got harder as time's gone on. But what I'm trying to say is that when the news about the twins came along, I made a really bad choice there, and I continued to do this stuff. I continued to play Street Fighter non-stop. So I'd be doing my dad duties. I did slack in certain areas. I can't lie, it's human. But I was doing as much as I could, much grinding around the house, being there where I needed to be. Probably there in body, but not in mind. That's part of the problem. But I kept grinding this Street Fighter stuff, this YouTube stuff, and in some regards I have no regrets, because it's been an escape from certain things. It's been quite a journey. I've really enjoyed it. I've learned a lot about YouTube itself and editing and content creation. But from that point onwards, it's been an uphill struggle, and it's got harder and harder and harder every month that's gone by. And that's what I'm saying. I feel like I'm the idiot because I continued to do this. I've just invested in I know the stream setup's not amazing, but I've just invested in a laptop. I've bought lighting. I've got all the setup here now. I've got a little heater to keep my nuts warm. There's a lot of little things that have gone on in the background. But what I've done is I've spread myself so thin that I'm no longer able to play Street Fighter at the level I want to. It's a joke now. I'm so bad at the game, it's unbelievable. But I'm still doing some content as well. I've cut back on the playing because of the fact I can't. I've been helping with the kids. I've just done what any dad would do. I've been helping with the kids, the finances, and all that stuff it's nothing to be proud of. It's stuff you're supposed to do. But I've been doing that, and I've been doing this. And inside, man, my head is just a mess. And I'm at a point now, I'm 35 now, I'm just I look at everything that's going on in my life and everything is wrong. And the bottom line is I'm the one to blame for this. There's no other way around it. I've made choices, I've made decisions. I can see the people around me, they've got their own issues, I've got my own problems, and everything's just a mess. And I don't really know what to do now. Things are so bad. I say my mental health isn't great. I'm not happy with myself as a person. I've got not major health issues, but I've got things like IBS that are getting worse and getting out of control now, to the point I even struggle to eat. I've stopped doing the gym because mentally I'm just not bothered anymore. I feel demotivated to do YouTube content. I'll be straight up. I'm just going to be honest. There's no point even messing around. My relationship's falling apart. It already has once, and we patched things up, and it's all going the wrong way now. And it's not just my fault. There's multiple factors in the relationship. There's things I'm not happy about, things my wife's not happy about, but it's not working. And Then you've got the financial side of things. 3 kids on one salary isn't very easy. She helps as much as she can where she can. The house we've got needs a lot of work, and that's just causing more stress. The house is small as well. There's 5 of us in this house. My wife's just got a dog now. Like, she has her reasons for that I didn't agree with. Is so many things, man, that are going on, and all I feel like is like I'm letting everyone down, letting myself down. I'm in a rut, and I need to do things step by step, but every day is just like a struggle to... I know I'm the first one up, I'm motivated to start the day, but everything just drags on in the day after day in, day out. And by the end of it, I'm just like, damn, man, like, how can I get anything done? And yeah, you could argue the stuff that I do on YouTube, I could invest that time into sorting stuff out. That would definitely be something. And to be honest, truth be told, that's probably what I'm going to do. I already cut back once, came back, slowed down content creation, and now I've got to a point where I've slowed it down even more, but I'm still doing it. It's going to have to go on the back burner. I'm still going to do it where I can, and I'm still going to do the content that I can, but I don't think I can grind Street Fighter 5. I don't think I can play Street Fighter 5 all the time. As much as when the twins were first on board, when the twins were first coming around, I was playing, like, I wasn't looking after myself at all. I wasn't eating well at all, like, even worse than now. And like, I'm eating okay now, but I'm just struggling with food. But back then I was barely eating. I wasn't working out. My back was killing me. I had real bad back problems. I wasn't taking care of myself, and I wasn't speaking about my issues with anyone. I wasn't discussing how I felt. I just kept it all bottled up. But I was playing Street Fighter day in, day out. I was getting better at the game. I was improving. I was ranking up. I was making the content. I was really enjoying the Street Fighter 5 aspect of things, the YouTube stuff. I was watching, I remember, and it sounds really stupid, but I'll be honest, I was watching the subscriber counts going up, the views going up. And they're still low now to this point, all the work that I put in, but it's because I do what I want to do on the channel. I'm not trying to grow the channel in terms of views and subscribers. I want it to be my content. And it was a buzz. But at the same time, behind all that, I was miserable, man. I was so like messed up in my head. It's really fucked up, to be honest. And now things are at a point where I don't know how to escape the situation I'm in. I'm not trying to escape, I'm trying to deal with it. And I've realised that, like, I'm so not in the right place with a number of things, and I've got to sort it out. I know I've got to sort it out, and I'm trying to sort it out, but I'm really struggling to do it. So this isn't like a sympathy thing. It isn't like, give me help. I know what I need to do, but I'm struggling to do it because I don't have the mental headspace. Like the kids are a handful. Like, they're such awesome kids, but it's so hard with 3 different personalities that clash, and they're always fighting. There's no space, no room for them. They all want to be on top of each other, but then when they're on top of each other, they hate each other. I can see my wife is struggling mentally to cope with it because she's with them day in, day out. I come home from work, I'm up at like 5:30 in the morning, come back from work, and the first thing on my mind is I just want to help her out. I just want to like dive right in, give her a hand, but I'm feeling rough. My job, like, I hope no one from work is watching this, but I hate my job, man. I can't. A few jobs back, so I worked in Saudi Arabia, one of the best jobs I ever had. I left there because my back went. One of my discs had gone, and then I was off work I was in and out of work. Left that job, had about a month and a bit off, got into a new job, and that job was crazy. That job drained me, but I made a lot of money from the overtime. But that job was where I realised mentally I was so weak. I couldn't deal with pressure. I dealt with the pressure, but mentally, like, I got the work done. And, there's a lot of screaming and shouting in the office I worked in. And there's a lot of, like, I'd say bullying. There was a lot of bullying, mental bullying. So I got the work done. I got the respect for getting the work done. But inside I was so fucked up. And then I left there and I thought, I never want a job like that again. Went to a new place. It was all cushy. It was all chilled. Things got very similar to the old place. It was never as bad. And I just felt worthless at this place because I didn't really have I had nothing to do with this job. It was very dead, and I got no appreciation for the little things that I was doing, going the extra mile. Now I've gone on to Monday, Friday days. Guys, I can't tell you how this job makes me physically sick. Like, you get no help from anyone. There's no training resources anywhere. No one's got any time. There's no staff, and there's issues day in, day out. But financially, because of the hours that work around my kids, and because my boss is really good to me, that's the only thing I can say. My boss is awesome. The job works for me in terms of the routine, the help with my wife, with the kids, the lifestyle. But I'm so tired because of the early starts, because you get mentally drained while you're there. When I walk out of that place, I feel physically sick every day. And then I get home, and then I've got to help out, and then, you know, with whatever's left in the tank, and there's not much left, man, I'll be honest. By 9 o'clock, once the kids are in bed, there's not much left, and I've got to salvage what, you know, I've got to do what I need to do. Hit the gym if I've got the motivation to, which I did. I don't know what's happened with that. Eat good, prep my food, maybe play some Street Fighter. You can see why I can't play, man. It's a mental minefield, and I can just see, like, my kids need their parents to be in a better headspace. I can see my wife just isn't happy, and I want her to be happy, but she's not. I can't make her happy. I'm not happy. She can see I'm not happy, but when I'm not happy, it kind of upsets or annoys her. It's, bruh, I'm telling you, man, it's fucking crazy, and I don't even know how I'm dealing with it, you know. And then you got there's all of the things that are going on in the midst of all that. That's the core of the issue. You've got multiple, like, sprouts of other problems that are coming off, like, and financials, for me personally, financials are a massive one. We were in a bad financial spot a long time ago when I worked in Saudi Arabia. Got out of that financial mess, and now somehow back into like a financial mess again, and it's going to take years to get out of the mess. I can do it, you know, I will be able to do it, but it's very stressful. So I don't even know why I'm telling this. I don't even know. I just feel like it's good to talk about it. I feel like it's good to share what's going on with me. It'll give you some perspective into what's going on. You know, I'm trying to better myself. I'm trying to overcome all these problems, but all the problems are like interlinked. So to get, for example, like my IBS issue will go away once my stress levels come down. But to get the stress levels down, I've got to sort X, Y, and Z. But then also I've got to get out of the job. But the job is an issue because of my finances. My finances cause me stress. It's a big vicious circle, and it's mad. And I guess the advice I've been given from many people is you've got to take it step by step. So I'm trying to do that. I will still keep making content. It won't be a priority, which I've said many times in the past, and it's going to be similar fighting game content as well. But what am I trying to say? I think as a Street Fighter 5 player, you know, I will continue to enjoy the game to some degree, but officially I'm no longer inept to play this game. I think that's the right word. I've no longer got the ability to keep up with this game anymore, which is a real shame because I was really enjoying the progression and the journey we were all on. I'm not giving up. There may be hope at some point down the line, but for now I've really got to focus on sorting things out, man. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Like, it is what it is. I can only blame myself where I am now, and you know, there's times where I do reflect on the past, which isn't good. You should look at the past, but you shouldn't reflect on the negatives that you can't change now. And I got over doing that, but I'm kind of doing it again more and more now. So what I'm going to do is, guys, I'm going to do one last play online, casuals, in a separate upload, and it will be on the Hori. My opinion, as I mentioned in the last video, was I was going to say Mad Cats. The Razer fight pad is very nice, but it's not for me. I still think the Hori is superior because the razor requires much more. I think you have to be far too accurate to get the input you want on the razor. It's way too sensitive, and the feedback on the buttons, the face buttons, is terrible. And I don't like the position of the buttons as well. It's too low. Whereas on the Hori, they're a little bit higher, the face buttons, and the feedback is really nice on them. So we're going to have one more session on casuals that I'll record for your entertainment on the Hori. And guys, yeah, I'll keep making content. I'm still around. I'm not gonna say I'm quitting, because I said before, there's no point saying I'm quitting, because the channel's there, and I'll come and go as and when I please, make the content that I feel is right at that time and in the headspace that I'm in. But guys, I just wanted you to know what's going on, and that is what's going on. So guys, thanks for hearing me ramble on for about 15 minutes. If you guys want to talk about anything from like your perspective, it doesn't have to be about me, just anything on the same topic, go ahead, man. Just fill the comment section with whatever's on your mind, and let's use it as a place just to vent and discuss. So guys, look after yourselves, man, and we'll catch up soon.